Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Another top-down video today, more of my hands, less of my face, whether that's a good or a bad thing. Today we're going to be looking at the wonderful world of key organisation. Now I have to admit, up until this point, I've never really got it. I've never really understood what the point of key organisation is. Now I get it, I understand, it's trying to reduce it down, but it never really kind of appealed to me. As you probably know, I've mentioned this quite a few times. Over the last 3 or 4 years, I'm always trying to find a minimal wallet, and it just never dawned to me that in my efforts and endeavours to try and find the best minimal wallet, why am I not doing the same for the humble keychain? And that's where I'd started to look around. I'd seen a few things on Instagram, I'd seen a few things on Facebook, and I thought, okay, let's do it. Let's find one. It'll be my first one. Let's run with it and see how I take to it. And that's where Orbitkey came in. So I purchased this myself, although this one has been sent to me. There was something happened to my original one, which is no reflection on Orbitkey, the quality of their products. And I reached out to Orbitkey, spoke to a lovely lady. She was super helpful and sent out another one to me. But this, although this is a replacement, it was purchased originally by myself. So the keys themselves. This is the traditional keychain that I'm sure probably a lot of you have. Car key, front door key, studio key, back door key, work key, so on. Carabiner, and a little thing that I've got here from EDC Cooperative. And that's it. It jangles around. It's an absolute pain in the arse when it's in my pocket, quite literally sometimes. And in comes Orbitkey. So what I'll do is, although I have been testing this now for about 2 months, so I know all the ins and outs of it, but I've took it apart, put it back into here so that it's a semi-unboxing video, but it has been tested and I love it. So in the box, what you get is the actual Orbitkey itself, and you get a little D-ring that you can put additional keys onto, because some of these keys won't fit into this. You can see that it carries between 2 to 7 keys, super flexible, has a secure locking mechanism, and it also helps to reduce that jingle and scratching that you get against other things that are in your pocket. The packaging is, it's just packaging. You're not paying 50% of what you bought it for on the packaging. It's nice and simple, which I quite like. So in the box itself, you take it out. As you take it out, it kind of forces you to pull out this so that you can see what you should get in the box. There's the screw mechanism, there's a D-ring, and then there is a wave washer, which you'll see in a minute, but that stops it from coming undone. You can see here how to use it, and then there's some extra things that you can purchase if you want at a later date. So if I take that out, the wave washer, you do get an additional one here underneath just in case you lose it, or if it's been used over time and it bends back so that it's flat. There's an extra one there, which is always good. Okay, so as I'm undoing this, one of the things that I originally did worry about when I looked into the whole keychain organisation thing, it's just how secure it is, because your keys are always going to be moving. They're always going to be, you have to take it out, put it back in, take it out, you do the door. How secure these were to stop them from coming undone when it's been used a lot. Now it does come undone, but in the 2 months that I've been testing this, it's come undone a quarter of a turn. It really isn't much at all, and that's why you have this pressure ring, or the wave ring that they call it. So what it does is, when it's pushed flat, it's always applying positive pressure onto your keys to stop it from coming undone. So they're the base components, and you also get a little D-ring for extra keys that you can put on there. And the secure locking mechanism, if you can see here on this, so this is made from rubber, but then here you've got some harder plastic bits, and there are some well actually, so I suppose these are not a recess. What's the opposite of a recess? You have recess in here, so that when this goes onto them, you can feel it lock into place. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so my keys, as you'd expect, there's my car key, and then here are all of my other house keys, key to my studio, and so on. Let's take these off. So what I'd prefer to do is I'll stack them so that my studio key's there, I use that the most to get into work every morning. My house key's there, I use that every day to get in and out of my house. So I'll put these into this. Oh. Now what you'll find is, if you can see there, so you just got a little bit of wiggle room. If you're putting up to 7 keys in there, you might find that you have to stack them. This won't go all the way through, but when you put this on, you'll then be able to screw it down to be able to hold that. The other thing that you need to do is that when you're using this, okay, if you put it against your keys so that these 2 bits push against here, you'll damage it. It's very important that you put the 2 sharp ends facing to the actual keys itself, because if you do it like that, when these press against here, it's not going to do anything damage to your keys. Whereas if that was like that and then you had this in here, the pressure would then dig into this and it would damage it. So that's very important that you make sure that the I suppose the concave part is looking at the key itself. What obviously I forgot to do was put this on. So that goes in. Take the keys, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is, as I say, so you can now see that there's no room, or if I was to take my hand off, it would slide off. So what it is a little finicky, but if I put that in there, if you can see the concave bits facing the keys, I did it wrong, didn't I? So that goes in there. This then goes through there. Need an extra pair of hands. And then this then goes on there. So it's all good fun, some kind of manual dexterity gymnastics here, and then you just screw it on. The amount that you screw it, the amount of the pressure that you put on there will dictate how much they swing around, but also you need to put in a minimum, or at least a bit of pressure, purely because you need that wave washer in there to start to bend, and that, when it bends, then puts the pressure on each side so that they can swing apart. And there you go, that's it, set up. What I'll do as well is put my car key on, on there. And you know, there you go, Robert's your mother's brother, nice and simple. So what you end up with is a very sleek looking setup that when you're then starting to consider a minimalist style carry, you've got all of this extra stuff, and this is the one thing that then brings it all together. And that was the one thing that really didn't click with me. It just didn't make any sense. And then I thought about it more because I'd seen other people using theirs, and it just it just made me laugh, because I was like, why haven't I done this in the past or to date? So I have to say, I am 100% sold on key organization. It's such a simple thing, and there's so many different ways. So these versions for the Orbitkey, this is the active, or I suppose it's the sporty kind of version. So this is made from like a TPU rubbery kind of material, and it also has a slight texture to it. There's different colors of these: white, grey, pink, a lighter sky blue, baby blue kind of colour, but they also have a canvas version, they have a leather version, so there's lots of different ones. And yeah, so mainly this component here and the D-ring on the end, they all, you know, they all remain the same. But super strong, super trustworthy. As I say, I did have an issue with it, but that is not 100. That is 100% not down to the quality of the product. I spoke to Orbitkey about it, and you know, as I say, they were super friendly, very good customer service, and managed to get another one out to me straight away free of charge. So I guess on a lot of reviews I get to this point and I think, is there anything that I'd change about it? And I don't think there is. I'd like to look at different versions, maybe one with a leather bit that goes there instead, but getting me into the world, my first foray into the world of key organisation, I love this. And I'm really excited to see more from Orbitkey, but I'm also really excited to do more future reviews about key organisation as well. So there you go. A little bit about it, a little bit about kind of my history about why I wanted to get into key organisation. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit the like button, whichever side that's on. And if you like my videos, it'd be great if you could subscribe. That's great. Also, there are some affiliate links to this. You'll be able to find this in the description below. If you do choose to use those links, it is greatly appreciated. Anything that I receive from those goes straight back into the channel so that I can get more things to review. Next week I'm away again with work in Italy, so hopefully I'll be able to make a video whilst away. I know some of the videos that I've made in the past about, you know, travelling and my EDC whilst travelling have been greatly received, so I might try, if I can get some time whilst away, to do a similar type of review or similar type of EDC vlog style one while I'm away. So brilliant. Again, thanks very much. Have a great week. Stay safe, stay Moorlander, stay EDC.